the fire.
Bienvenidos, malditos mutantes. Estás con EvilRod en Islas Metaleras, segunda edición. Estoy con el increíble vocalista Todd Michael Hall. Welcome to Mutant Metal, where metal transforms and evolves into its purest and most powerful form. Today we have a very special guest, someone whose vocal talent have left an indelible mark on the metal scene. He is the man behind the vocal Riot V, a metal legend of the rise, and the artist who prevents his versatility both on the stage. It's an honor to introduce you, Todd Michael Hall. Hi, Michael.
Hola, it's nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Dude, today I listened your other music like a single.
Mhm.
You know, I liked so much your song Overdrive. Yeah, Overdrive from Sunny Hillen. What do you enjoy most about being able to create music and solo artists?
I think, anytime you're creating music in a band situation and you're all working on it together, I think you can really make great music that way because you have multiple people's input. But then sometimes it also feels restricting because there's times when you want to do something and maybe they don't want to do it that way, and you have to kind of it's kind of like being married. You have to compromise, so the nice thing about my solo music is then I can do whatever it is I want to do. Obviously, if I let people hear it and they give me input, I certainly would listen to them, but ultimately I don't have to do it. So I think that's the nice thing. I think the other thing is just having a vision for a song and seeing it come to fruition and feeling like you created the whole thing. That's kind of exciting too.
Okay, Todd, do you have had an impressive career as a vocalist, especially with Riot V? How would you describe your evolution as a musician from your beginnings until today?
Well, I think for me, I started actually like this January, February coming up will be 40 years since I played out live with a band for the first time because I sang in my brother's band when I was like 15 years old. And I always liked singing. And when I was at that age, I thought that I might want to make, a living with music. I did well in high school and went on to college. And by the time I got out of college, the music scene had changed a lot. And so, my style of singing wasn't so popular anymore. And I just worked hard in the family business and I wasn't really doing a lot musically. So I kind of thought that part was over for me. But it was later on that the doors opened for me, in the early 2000s. That's when I started working with Jack Starr's Burning Star around 2004. And then it's just kind of built since then. So I've had an odd situation where my career really didn't start until I was getting closer to 40 years old.
Yeah, because you work with other bands like Avalon. I don't say that.
Yeah, Avalon. Yeah, I mean, I did a song. I mean, like I was actually in Burning Star. I did 3 albums with them, and then while I was in Burning Star, I was also in another band called Reverence, where I had more creative input, I guess you'd say. But I've done guest vocals on, a couple albums. So yeah, I did a guest vocal on Avalon's album, and I did a guest vocal on Front Row Warriors, which is another album that was released in Germany last year. And but really, that's Riot is now my main thing, other than my solo music that I do here and there.
Yeah, but we talk about Riot V, and Riot V have been important part of your career. What does it mean to you to be part of a band with such a legacy in heavy metal?
Yeah, I mean, I think without Riot 5, I probably wouldn't have so much of a career, really. I mean, I've played, I've been in the band for a little over 10 years now. We've probably 150 to 200 shows around the world. We're playing about 36 or 40 shows just this year. Which is quite a few for, we're not full-time musicians, so it's quite a few for us to be able to get away that much. We've managed to put out 3 albums that have been well received, and I'm really proud of those and the work. And I think that certainly some of my best vocal performances have been on Riot music, and certainly some of my best live performances. We have a live DVD that we filmed in 2018 over in Japan. I'm really proud of that performance. And so yeah, but I mean, I think the other thing about being in Riot is just that the band's been around for a long time, and so there's this legacy of music, and being a part of kind of continuing that legacy and upholding that legacy. I find it very I take it seriously, and I find it meaningful and important. And it's a band that I like, because from the very beginning, Riot, if you look at their very first album, Rock City, one of the vocal lines in there, in the song was "Shine On," in the song "Warrior," shine on, that sort of thing. And to me, "Shine On," it implies a positive thing. And Riot has always been a very positive band, and that's the kind of person I am. So I feel like it's a good match for me.
Yeah, it's impressive because I know about your career. Your first band is called Harlot, I think.
Harlot, yes.
Yeah, but I think 2 years ago, do you participate in The Voice?
Yep,
So
yep.
how do you, for example, how did you decide to participate in The Voice? Tell me about your experience.
I've kind of seen those singing shows for a long time, and a lot of times, how I was watching and I was thinking, I think I could do that, and I wonder if I could get on. It's kind of that sort of thing. And there's a couple. American Idol I could never do because I was always too old for that. But The Voice, there wasn't really any age requirements. I thought, I'll go over there and see what happens. So I went to it's about 5 years ago now that I actually went to the open call audition. And I just went to an open call audition in Chicago. There was, I don't know, about 1,600 people, there that day. I think 800 in my group, 800 in the morning, 800 in the afternoon. And I just wanted to see what it was like. And then I just kept making it through the rounds until I got on the show. So it was a really wonderful experience, getting to experience music production on the national level, national television broadcast level. It was very interesting, being on the Universal Studios lot, going to hair and makeup and seeing other, TV stars walk around and stuff like that. It was actually quite surreal, really.
But you chose like a leader, Blake, I think. Yeah, so it's really good. Is a real cool guy or not?
He was nice. I think that was probably my biggest disappointment. I guess I put that in quotes because I'm not disappointed for having been on it, but I really didn't interact with Blake a lot. Anytime I saw him, the cameras were on and they were kind of filming us. So I only made it through 3 rounds. So maybe if I'd have got further in the show, they would have had, I would have had more time to meet with him, but I really didn't spend much time with him.
Okay, thank you for to talk about that. But I liked so much in the Main Street. I know is you for example, More on the Night, other albums about the Riot V,